Hey Stephanie, what are you looking at?
Look, Justine's daughter can brush her teeth all by herself.
Yeah, I heard that you're supposed to start them really young.
But how? Whenever I give him a toothbrush, he bites it.
Hi mommies, it's hard to get your kids to brush their teeth, right? Sometimes we resort to scolding or bribing, but is that really the right way? Let's find out from Aliza Sarah, a mother of two, and Dr. Felicia, a dentist, and two children's books author, to share with us on how to keep our children's teeth healthy.
Thank you, Tom Tom. Hello everyone, thanks for joining our latest episode of Ask Me Doctor, a health video series for you and your family. It's always exciting when your baby's teeth start growing, but as a new mom, how do you keep your child's teeth healthy? So today we have Dr. Felicia Chai, a dentist and also an author of two children picture books, The Secret of Tooth Fairyland and How to Fight Tooth Bugs. Welcome to the show, Dr. Felicia. How are you? And thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you, Aliza. It's my pleasure to be here.
Yes, so we have a lot of questions lined up for today. So I'm going to start with the first question. I would like to ask, when should be my child's first dental visit?
I'm very glad you asked, Aliza, because a lot of time parents only bring their kids to dentists when there is a problem arise.
Correct.
However, according to MAPD, Malaysia Association of Pediatric Dentistry, it's best to bring them by the age of 1 and followed by a 6-month regular checkup.
I see. So every 6 months would be the best time to actually, get a checkup, just to get them familiarized with the dental procedures, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's actually very good to know. Another thing, so when it comes to bringing kids to a dental clinic, how do I prepare my kids for a dental visit?
Well, as the saying goes, well begun, it's half done. So what we can do is try to instill it in a daily conversation. So a lot of parents tend to talk to their kids, threaten their kids where brush your teeth, otherwise the dentist is gonna extract all your teeth.
Yes, I mean we kind of tell them like stop eating candy, because if you eat too much candy, the doctor's gonna take off all your teeth.
Yes, and this is where the fear towards the dentist began to build. So instead, try telling them and introduce dentist as a friend. Say, next week we're gonna meet one of mommy's friend who is going to help you to clean your teeth.
Ah, okay, that's not too bad. Doesn't sound as scary as usually it would.
Yes, and maybe we can also try to introduce them into videos or storybooks that talk about dental visit a week before it. So by then, the kids have an idea what's going to happen and probably less overwhelmed with the whole situation.
Yeah, I think that's true. That's also a good point, because I think it's about mentally preparing them what to expect when they visit a dentist.
Yeah, or maybe we can do a role play. Role play can be fun for parents and kids to take turn to become like a dentist or children.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It's a good bonding session.
Yes. So they kind of have an idea and help them to probably warm up a little bit. And there's a lot of tools, out there. So just get some toys and just practice first at home, and that would probably make the whole visits more smoother, more pleasure.
Yeah, I think that's a very good idea. I mean, especially when kids are very enthusiastic when it comes to playing pretend. So that's actually a very good idea to actually introduce them to what dental equipment that you have in your clinic and then getting them to familiarize that nothing is actually scary. There's always a purpose of something that they're playing with, right? Also, is there any other additional tips you'd like to share with the parents out there?
For parents, try to find a clinic that welcomes children or have a more children-friendly setting.
Alright, that's a good idea.
When they set the appointment, set when the kids is most active time, meaning try to avoid nap time because they might be a little bit cranky, or after meal they might be a little bit tired. Try to set the time where the kids is more active so that they would be more enthusiastic about the experience.
Alright. I think in my head, make them prepared to actually visit a dentist, right? I do have a personal question to ask you, Dr. Felicia. So if my child has brushed her teeth but then she ate something, can she just clean it with plain water instead of brushing?
The answer is a big no. So plain water can never wash away food debris compared to mechanical brushing. And it's especially dangerous to practice that before bedtime, because when we sleep, our saliva actually reduces, and in a dry oral environment, it increases the chance of having a tooth decay. So if they must eat something, brush again.
Okay. So I guess the rule of thumb to follow is you have to brush before going to bed, correct?
It's no food after brushing.
Okay, no food after brushing, vice versa. Alright, now that we've got that sorted, I do have another question because I have a son who just turned 1. On behalf of the parents out there who are watching, I'm going to ask, is thumb sucking or using a pacifier harmful for my child's teeth?
Well, research has shown that for this both habits do bring a sense of security for a child, and it's totally okay for a younger toddler. However, prolonging of this habit does have effect on the teeth and also their facial development.
I see.
So one of the common ones are open bite, whereby when they bite their teeth together, there's actually a gap or a space on the front teeth, meaning the front teeth wasn't able to close together. And sometimes it also contributes towards the jugging of the upper teeth.
Yes.
Besides that, incompetent lips is also one of the common pattern whereby the children wasn't able to do an adequate lip seal when the lips is not straining. So it's just because of the lips is a little bit hypertonic, like they wasn't very well trained. So it contributes to incompetent lips. And even a narrow palate, it's one of the common things we see in prolong of these habits.
So would it be fair to say that I should stop my son from sucking on a pacifier by the age of 2?
Well, usually we try to discourage by the age of 2 and have more reinforcement by age of 3, meaning if by 2, if they can quit, we slowly reduce it. But if they really depend on it, it's still okay to let them use it throughout year 2 and then maybe try to reinforce a little bit by the age of 3.
I see. So the earlier they quit, the better?
Yeah.
Alright, thank you so much for sharing, Dr. Felicia. I do have another question though. So can you share 1 or 2 tips to help to get children to brush their teeth?
Your question actually reminds me of something. There was this one time I went on the Facebook Mama group and asked like, how do you encourage children to brush their teeth? And guess what? 8 out of 10 parents actually says they use the scare technique. So technically, they just bombard their kids with pictures of black teeth or old people with no teeth and motivate them to brush.
I think I'm one of the guilty moms that I show her like really ugly teeth and like, do you want your teeth to end up like this? And then she'll be like, no. but it works.
Yes, don't get me wrong, it works. But we can also instill some fun element into it, whereby getting toothbrush that's more interactive, something that has light, or even now there's toothbrush that's linked with mobile application.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, there is.
That's actually quite interesting. Like, it's more interactive, right, when they're brushing?
So besides that, we can also have them to brush with a timer or had a routine brushing song, so that every time they brush, they use the song. So in the long run, they become a habit, and we can kind of make sure they brush with an adequate time. So one of the songs that I usually recommend is Finger Family by 𝐤𝐴𝐻𝐿.
Oh yes, I think every parent out there would know the song.
Yeah, so it's around 2.5 minutes. So it kind of let them a little bit time to warm up and also to wrapping up. So by that 2 minutes should be adequate for them to brush properly.
I see. Okay, that's actually a very good tip. What else would you like to share with us?
Well, for me, I always wish that we can empower children through stories, you know. That's the main reason why I wrote the book. So I wanted to create an environment, a story, and let the kids to be in it. So in this story, the kids is not just brushing for themselves, but they are also helping Santa and the elf to save Christmas Day.
Wow, that's such a big mission for kids, you know?
Yes, so for children, they are always very generous and so eager to help. So
that's true.
Through this, I hope that we could motivate them to have more awareness and also slowly to build them with a long life brushing habit.
Giving them a purpose to brush, gives them more reasons to actually do it, right? Okay, alright. Thank you so much, Dr. Felicia. I actually learned a lot from this conversation on oral care, and I will definitely keep that in mind. So, to all our viewers out there, we hope you enjoyed and learned from today's program. Stay tuned for our next episode of Ask Me Doctor for more healthy tips for the family. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next time. I'm Aliza.
I'm Dr. Felicia.
And this is motherhood.com.my. Bye!